Yes, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, your favorite show with your favorite bro. We are back to talk about week 10 of NFL action, back to talk about Thursday Night Football on Prime, back to talk about AFC North, and back to talk about the throwdown happening on this beautiful Thursday for you guys. In the AFC North, as we mentioned, between the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. And in this one, we are rolling with the Baltimore Ravens. And now let's discuss the why. First off, let's talk about the Bengals. They just beat the Raiders pretty handily. However, we're not going to discuss that game because that game's essentially irrelevant. They played the Raiders. We have been absolutely terrible offensively. Defensively, they didn't show up either in that game. You really can't at this point. We're moving towards first overall pick while the Bengals are still trying to be in the hunt for the playoffs. Two different directions. Bengals won, but we won't count that one. What we will count is we're going to recall the first iteration of this matchup that happened down in Cincinnati. And in that one, Bengals had T. Higgins. And this one, he is doubtful. In that game, he had 14 targets. I do believe 8 or 9 catches, over 80 yards with 2 touchdowns. That is a lot of production that they will be missing. Trey Burton, he was getting flamed on social media for probably not caring and being in a casino. Trent Irwin, he's there, cool. Jamar Chase, he's always gonna flame the Ravens. All right, cool. Gesicki, he had 2, big touchdowns and 2 touchdowns in general against the Raiders. However, you're not going against Robert Spillane. You're going against Roquan Smith. You're not going against Trevon Moehrig. You're going against Kyle Hamilton. That is gonna, slow to stop essentially Gesicki down. Other than that, what weapons do you really have? You don't have a trustworthy run game unless Khalil Herbert goes crazy for 100 yards in this game and controls the clock, keeps the ball away from the Baltimore Ravens. It's a pretty easy dub for the Baltimore Ravens. However, it is the divisional matchups and they can never be predictable. That's why last time around it was a overtime game, 3-point game, last second field goal, game winning field goal. This time around, I think Baltimore handles their business slightly better. Why, you may ask? Because the offensive addition that they got, Deontay Johnson, he is a solid number 1. He's been in the division. He's played against the Cincinnati Bengals multiple times, being in the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room. So he already has that in his bag. On the other side, they did make a defensive upgrades as well. They knew their cornerbacks were susceptible to being bendable but not broken defense, but they were breaking a lot. So they added veteran presence with Tre'Davious White. While he is not the same guy he was as an All-Pro before his injuries, he is still a veteran guy that can help out defensive back room that's getting younger and, has a lot of injuries too as well. So it's going to be a definite help in the short-term future, and more importantly, especially in the playoffs and in the long-term future, for this season at least, for the Ravens. So even after Trey Hendrickson going crazy on Colton Miller last week or Andrews Pete, we are rolling with the Baltimore Ravens with that lineup. I think Derrick Henry had over 100 yards rushing. Lamar Jackson had over 50 yards rushing. I think they handled the ball. They handled the clock without any turnovers, without Cincinnati going on a crazy run game. I don't think they could pull this one out, unfortunately for them. Ravens, on the other hand, you have the Offensive Player of the Year, you have the MVP, the offensive line, while the first week or two were not, in sync. They've actually gotten in sync now with Mercari inside at left guard. Voorhees, a rookie, kind of, you know, getting acclimated back into NFL, and then the rest of the offensive line actually gelling into a stout line that's actually played together and has some chemistry between them. So we will see how it does end up. We are hoping for Ravens winning this one, but we'll see. We'll see how it rolls around. Thank you guys for tuning in so far. I will catch you guys again for the Sunday slate. We do have a bye week for my Raiders this week, but I will be doing the predictions. I will hopefully be coming out with some soccer and or basketball content very soon, so tune in for that. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys are not, thank you either way. Have a great day. Catch you guys this weekend. Love.